Fashion is relative, and we all have the right to wear whatever we want. However, that does not mean that you are going to look good with whatever you decide to wear. What are the 11 deadly fashion sins a gentleman can commit? 11. Slogan t-shirts. Starting with t-shirts with slogans inscribed on them. They merely give the impression of a 13-year-old guy who wants to express himself but is unsure of how to do so. It's not only immature, but it also makes people make fun of you and the fact that you're wearing such a shirt. Although it may be true that haters will always hate, I've seen men truly wear t-shirts that say things like douchebag, or even haters will always hate. Rather than wearing something like that, whether it be plain or boldly coloured, it is preferable to write or speak with individuals in person. Just as slogan t-shirts can be quite unpleasant to the mind, giving a wrong impression, the next thing a gentleman will never wear is clothes carrying brand logos. 10. Large logos and outrageous branding. Starting with clothes bearing brand logos, it's a shrewd marketing strategy for businesses to have their logos on their products. One way to identify old money is that they never wear clothes with brand logos. This could as well be the reason why they wouldn't want to be unpaid brand ambassadors for these companies. A true gentleman will not go about brandishing the emblem of the designer on their suits. Even though status and branding are used interchangeably today, it's common knowledge that labels naturally imply quality. However, this is not to say that gentlemen do not fancy class and style, but they should never make themselves poster boys for fashion brands. The truth is, it won't bite having a polo shirt with a little Lacoste or Ralph Lauren logo on the left side of your chest. However, ensuring modest and nearly undetectable branding is also crucial. The apparel should always be the center of attention, not a huge logo on display. And this is not the only thing real gentlemen should never wear. 9. Too much fragrance. Another thing a real gentleman will not do is wear too much fragrance. Fragrance should be beckoning and soothing to the breath, but when excessive, it can be repelling. In addition to being unattractive and excessive, fragrance can trigger allergies and migraines. A gentleman with a weak sense of smell may be tempted to use excessive amounts of sprays and make a big impression by smelling strong, harsh, and loud. Make it a deliberate practice to wear an appropriate amount of perfume in the appropriate locations. To apply fragrance properly, hold the bottle 10 inches away from your body, spray once on your wrists, neck, and chest. While employing profuse amounts of fragrance for subtlety is the key to making an impression, the amount of sprays remains the same regardless of the strength of your perfume or cologne. A weaker scent needs to be reapplied during the day because it disappears more quickly. Once you strike the right mix, your perfume will attract rather than repel. Even though applying the proper amount of fragrance is a sign of a well-rounded gentleman, the kind of socks you wear also speaks volumes about you. 8. Tennis socks. Another thing that makes the eye bleed is seeing gentlemen wearing tennis socks. There's never a good reason to wear them unless you're working out. If you're in a public place other than the gym and you're wearing white little socks with brogues, long trousers, or even shorts, it makes you look silly and you appear like a peasant. Since this is sarcastic and meant to be humorous, the theory is that there are probably fewer people watching this video who will take offense at it. However, it can be understood why you would think it is arrogant if you wear tennis socks to anywhere other than the gym. However, in this day and age, I'd probably say it is less severe, since it's preferable to encourage people to dress up by accepting their choices rather than merely criticizing them. 7. Athletic wears or jerseys. Another ungentlemanly item of clothing would be a jersey. I mean sports jerseys, which you often save for attending athletic events and wearing to show support for your team. They're completely improper and always make you appear extremely immature. A jersey is not the most gentlemanly piece of outfit. Even though jerseys are not a good outfit for a gentleman, what's even worse is a backpack. 6. Backpacks. Backpacks should only be worn by schoolboys, otherwise they have no place in public unless you're going on an expedition or hiking, where it's kind of the only useful item to carry. For instance, I'm aware that some may think, well, the issue with bags is that they just put the weight on one shoulder, whereas a backpack balances the weight and is superior in terms of back health. However, it's very easy for backpacks to hit someone without you knowing it, which is not only rude, but also careless. Consider getting a briefcase or a leather satchel in its place. That's more gentlemanly. Next one on my never to wear list as a gentleman is the matching tie and pocket square. 5. Matching tie and pocket square. Yes, that combination is awful, since it merely indicates that you attempted to appear as a gentleman but were unable. It's common for them to come in sets, typically made of tacky, shiny satin. Occasionally, they even include pre-folded pocket squares or pre-tie ties that you clip on. If you wear anything like this, it will appear so amateurish and unprofessional. This would best be avoided completely. Naturally, you should look dashing by donning a pocket square and a tie, but always remember to fold your pocket squares and bind your ties. It's not that difficult. If wearing matching ties and pocket squares doesn't tell you that you're far from gentlemanly, then wearing ill-fitting clothes should do the trick. 4. Ill-fitting clothes garments. In my opinion, this should be a crime. The fit and fragrance of your garments are important factors to consider. Fit is everything. Always remember to ensure that everything you wear fits properly, regardless of what it is, to maximize the potential of your clothes. Wear clothing that fits well and is the right size, and make sure your clothes are fitted correctly. Your clothing needs to fit properly, even if it looks and smells great. Fit is everything, as I've said previously, and as I will reiterate. After all, a proper fit lets your clothes reach their full potential. Now for my top 3. 3. Sandals and flip-flops. To start with, sandals are the one item of clothing that men should never wear. However, even though they seem awful with socks on, there might be something about them that appeals to those who are passionate about outdoor activities. You will always look less sophisticated and mature if you wear sandals. It's also the same as flip-flops. A gentleman should never be seen in flip-flops in public, unless he's at the beach or the pool. As painful as it is to see a gentleman wearing flip-flops, what's even more heartbreaking is to see a gentleman wearing a pair of sports sunglasses. 2. Sports sunglasses. Yes, you know the kind of sunglasses I'm talking about. Those mirrored sunglasses, the ones you might wear while exercising outdoors. It makes me feel bad. Once more, and simply my opinion. However, all of us have a very personal angle. Therefore, we're all subjective in our unique ways, and I approach things from a classic perspective. Simply put, wearing rainbow hues in public with formal attire is never appropriate. Rather, choose timeless, classic sunglasses instead, such as Wayfarers or Aviators. They will last a lifetime. Having stated most of the fashion sins a gentleman may commit, let me round it all off with what you can call the mother of all fashion sins for a gentleman. 1. Big wristwatches. Finally, we're attacking big wristwatches. It seems that the current fashion is to wear increasingly large wristwatches as a status symbol, to demonstrate that you're successful or have a lot of money. However, even though I'm well aware that they could be high-end watches, I still doubt that I would wear them if they were too large and bulky. A smaller watch is just more sophisticated, especially if it's slimmer and still accomplishes the same task. It's a classic accessory for a dapper gentleman. While you choose clothes and accessories that complement your style and the event, in the end, what you wear says a lot about you and how you're perceived. We hope this video makes dressing much easier, knowing the things never to wear as a real gentleman. If there are other things you think a real gentleman should never wear, then kindly drop your suggestions in the comment section. If you liked this video, you'll likely enjoy other similar videos on this channel. While you're at it, kindly thumbs up all the videos and subscribe to the channel if you're new here to help us to continue to make engaging videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you later.